Lion stuff, because as we talked about it, it's starting to smell like football out there. Training camp is in full swing. Doc Chill says, I'm ready for Jack Campbell to show us what he's made of. Well, hey, great call, Doc Chill. That's what's on the docket for right now. As a matter of fact, Derek Barnes is preying on a roster spot, isn't he, Spenmo?
He sure is.
Let's hear from Derek Barnes.
I talked to, yesterday was a stressful day for me. Just kind of got in my ways of, and it was because I was worried about whether I'm going to start, whether, if I'm going to play this and that. And, I talked to a great man, and he gave me some great advice. And so I just been working on that and trying to keep, a smile on my face no matter what happens and not do it. And I know he told me one thing. He said not to please men, but to please God. So that's what I'm doing right now. And it's not to, please, obviously you want to please coaches and all that, but to find your inner self, you have to, just show the abilities and gifts that God gave you. So that's what I'm trying to continue to do.
So there it is, Derek Barnes.
Let go and let God control what you can control, right? And it's about putting the work in. And you know what? Hopefully Derek Barnes, think about it, right? If he is a great support and, use sort of off the bench, whether he's a starter or not, playing to the top of his game, he's we talked about the linebacking crew. It's by committee, even though we have a first rounder, Jack Campbell and Anzalone and Malcolm and guys we know, it's the unit, much like we talk about the secondary unit, power together, toughness together. So however they get the job done, they got to be looking at doing it. It's not there is a competition within the group, but you got to find a way to push each other to be the best. And you know what, that's the whole thing, to understand that if it doesn't fall the way that you want, and being more of a veteran guy, he's been around, right? So you got to accept, sort of your position and sort of let go and not worry. Sometimes you're not going to do what the coaches, your asset, your number one asset might not be what is needed at that moment, but you got to always stay ready. So it's just about mindset, and I like where he's getting his head. And that just means too, if he's talking like that, there's a lot of competition in that linebacker room.
Oh, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Nobody says, I know a shook man when I see one. DNC ENT says shook. That seems to be like the prevailing thing. I think people got to remember, though, Derek Barnes was, a fourth-round pick, right, Flan? I believe he was a fourth-round pick.
Yeah, I believe so.
So, I mean, people acting like LT's about to be unseated here. This is how things are supposed to work. When you have a draft and you draft a guy using premium draft capital, you expect him to come in here and beat out the fourth-round picks. Am I crazy with that, though, D-Mac? For me, what I hear about that is it means, yet again, a draft pick seems to be on point. That's my takeaway.
Absolutely. And you look at the competition, and it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. Yes, the younger guy, the guy who's drafted higher, will get more of a look, but it's about doing the job. So it means there's competition. It doesn't mean that, here's the guy and there's nobody challenging for his job. He knows that, the snaps are up for grabs, and you got to get the job done. But that means that he's telling you right there, like somebody said, shook. It's just shook to the reality that you got to bring it every play.
Here's
no
the
time
thing.
off. No, nothing's given. Everything's earned.
Here's part of the takeaway for me. To hear one of Jack Campbell's competitors for a spot, right? To have him stand up there and say that and to look like that. That does tell me, again, my biggest takeaway through all this isn't for Derek Barnes. Like I said, he's a fourth-round pick. Seems to be fairly solid, I guess you could say. Seems to be a good dude, right? He really fits this mold of what this Lions team seems to be. But in and above all that, it seems like the Jack Campbell thing is working. It does. And I'm just piecing this together. I haven't been out there at camp. I don't know. Not that.
I'm going on Saturday.
Are you really?
If you're reading the tea leaves, right?
Yeah, bingo. That's it. I just feel like you can get far more from a person's body language when you watch them talk than you can, going out to a training camp.
Then listen to the words or whatever like that.
You can just, when you can size a man up and see the way that he's talking, D-Mac, oftentimes people will tell you the truth whether they want to or not.
The interesting thing, Spenny, that keep an eye out back of your mind is who's engaged, even though when they're not in the play or whatever like that. But you can tell the difference when guys are engaged and when they're not engaged, and who's talking to who. What are the little things that you notice, like the extra above and beyond, and you know how to recognize that because you've played in the hard areas. So. That's the one thing last year that I noticed when especially on the offensive line, how the symmetry they were coming together and how they was sort of that unit all over the field that when we were there at training camp. That's the big thing that I took away, right? Is wow, they're doing things together and talking together and being together. There's not one or two guys off to this side and the clicks and stuff. It was a unit. I'd be interested in a report back next week on that.
For sure.
Yeah, and we'll have Spenmo's full breakdown, and he will report back. You're going to take detailed notes and everything, right, Spenmo?
Notes, oh yeah.
I want the kicking situation addressed.
Hey,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
And think about, I saw an interview with Alex Anzalone yesterday, and he brought up something that it's the fastest since he's been here or whatever that they're introducing schemes in the linebacker room, which also means that physically there's competition, but mentally these guys are grasping whatever's being asked of them because they're getting more and more and more faster. I thought that was a nice little point. So if I relate it back to hockey, when you're right, let's go Red Wings. We remember the 1-1-3 that Derek Lalonde was preaching or whatever like that. Well, that takes like a year to implement in the system because of practice and stuff like that. What he's saying is that saying if the Red Wings got that implemented in the first 3 months of the season and we're lockstep with it, that's sort of reading the tea leaves of what I hear from that comment from Anzalone.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, and this is true too. Rich Diana, by the way, this is our year. Stoke not scared. The build up, the build up, the build up, the build up. Yeah.
Stoke not scared. Stoke not scared. Stoke not scared. Stoke not scared.
Stoke not scared.
6 weeks.
Let's go.
Right?
Yep.
I think it's time to do another Chiefs-Lions preview next segment. Impromptu. This wasn't on the sheet.
That's fair.
I just think we need to revisit it again.
We need some of that big heavy music too.
We've had a change, right? This Jack Campbell stuff is coming out now. How does that change it? Is your boy Patrick Mahomes? Does he have a picture of Jack Campbell up on the mirror at the house?
Oh, no.
Are you sure?
Jack Campbell's not on Patrick Mahomes' radar yet.
He's fins to be.
Ooh,
hey, I would love for that to happen because I want the Lions to win. Just for
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because I don't get those vibes from you.
No, I definitely want them to win. I just think that the Chiefs will win, but that's okay.
What if Jack Campbell smushes Mahomes and he injures him?
Oh, well, I don't want him to be injured.
No, I know, but that would.
Well, no, you never root for injury.
on Jack Campbell then?
No.
Okay.
No.
Here's one too from John Effing Lord. Spenny, can you please talk to Jared Goff about TK85? Are you going in a fan capacity
I'm
or
going
media?
in a fan capacity.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you will not have one-on-one time with Jared Goff.
No.
From a media availability.
Maybe if I get to talk to Rodrigo, I can ask him about it.
Yeah. Can you get us just a video, something of TK85?
Yeah, I'll try
something.
my best. We're gonna be I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna be watching.
If he catches
a lot
a
of
touchdown
defense.
pass in practice, do we get a coffee? No.
Absolutely not.
Okay. Absolutely not.
Absolutely
just no. You can't just give me a no. You got to give me an
Spenny.
absolutely not.
We need some kind of video.
I'll try to get a picture or video of him or something.
Some kind of video footage.
I got you.
And we just need to close every show with it.
I'm gonna be watching a lot of defense, but I'll get some Tom Kennedy footage.
Can't wait.
The official wide receiver of Big D Energy,
That's what
whether
it's
he
all
wants
about.
it to be or not.
Yep.
That's what he is. I can't wait. One catch. One catch equals coffee for the crew. By the way, I satisfied my debt obligations to Spencer
What'd
Baxter yesterday.
What'd you go with, Spenny?
Just regular coffee.
Regular old coffee.
Just regular old black coffee?
Yeah.
Yep, that's
One cream, 2 sugars.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.